Hello. Hi you guys, it's Natalie here and welcome to my channel, Find Joy in the Journey. Whew. Look, I just took a quick shopping trip, right? I needed a few things. Everybody's preparing for spring. Today was much cooler than previous days. The days prior to this, it felt like spring was here. The temperatures were in the 70s. I got so excited, I probably prematurely planted tomato plants. I did. That's okay. They're safe. They're over there. They're covered by bell cloches, and they seem to be doing fine. Okay, but I wanted to prepare. I wanted to get things ready. Actually, I want to get containers of soil ready. I want to fill different containers with soil, cover them up, and get ready for planting. I have seedlings. Some of them are mature enough, and you're going to see those seedlings today. I'm going to share with you the progress of my seedlings that I have in the greenhouse. These are seeds that I dropped early winter, late fall. I know I dropped a lot of seeds during that cold spell that we had. We actually had snow in Louisiana. And I had nothing to do outside, so I had to go inside and drop seeds, and which is the thing to do. That's normally when you start preparing for spring. You do that. You start dropping seeds and sowing seeds inside in January, February. So by March, you're ready. You're ready to come out here and actually place them in the soil outside. Bet you're wondering what this is. Well, we're going to talk all about this. You see that? Look, and she has a friend. She has a twin over there. We're going to talk about this and much more. So let me unpack, you guys, and then we're going to have a little conversation. And I'm going to share my shopping haul with you. Not only that, it's going to be a mixture. So it's not just it's going to be a chat with Nat. It's going to be a shopping haul. It's going to be welcome to the Joy Garden, all rolled into one. So let me go ahead and finish unpacking, and then we'll talk. Okay. I have literally run out of room on the table. Okay. All right, you guys. First things first. Just one moment. I told you I had to unpack. All right. Look, I took one of Clegg's trays. See, normally they don't give you these. Normally they give you the little cardboard boxes that says Clegg's on the side, and they kind of they keep these and they reuse them. I always accidentally forget to pick up that little cardboard tray, so when I get out there I just go, oh, you know, you go out in the garden and you start choosing your little plants. I'll just take one of these. I forgot to get one of those little cardboard trays, and they go, oh, no problem. That's what. Trust me, if it was a problem, they would say something, but they get it's not a big deal. They have thousands of these, I'm sure. Okay, so, oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start. So I think I'm gonna start with like my clearance items and my things that I picked up from different places, and then we're gonna go to the seedlings. I'm going to show you the seedlings that I created inside, and some of them have been brought outside already, and they're hardened off because they're outside in the outdoors greenhouse. But I'll explain to you that they're outside in the outdoors greenhouse. They come from inside and they're outside. But when it's a really nice day, I don't keep that greenhouse door closed. I open it so the plants can benefit from the fresh air and all of that. So I just, and that's, so basically they're outside plants now. they're not little inside seedlings. They are outdoor plants now, and they're growing strong. And I'm going to let you take a look at those. Um, just give me one moment, and we'll get to it. Okay. All right. First and foremost, happy Valentine's Day. You thought I was going to forget. Today is February 14th. It's a Friday, and happy Valentine's Day, you guys. Okay, so look, I guess you can say all of this is my Valentine's Day gift to myself. Okay? Now, this here, I want to tell you what this is. I think you already know. This is something I grew in the garden this fall. Okay? And I saw this plant at Clegg's, just sitting there all lonely. It was the only one left. Red giant mustards. Now, you know, come on. I just cleared out a container, remember? And I'll show you that area. There was an area when I first walk into the garden, I always start right there. And I say, these are my red mustards. This is the red giant mustard. And the Miss America red mustards. Well, they're no longer there. I'm clearing that area out. I had harvested from those plants many times. I consider it a success story. I always gauge my gardening experience by a success or a disaster or a fail. And the red mustards, was a success story. So the red giant, I grew red giant, and I grew the Mizunas, and they did well. But the container was done, it's totally played out. So what I did, and I'll show you when we go over there to the garden. Excuse me. Sorry. Dry air. Yeah, dry air here in Louisiana, where we're so used to humidity. Yeah. Anyway, but what I did is I cleared out that area, and I took a shovel, and I just dug through that soil, chopping up the old plant and just letting it mix in with that soil that's been in that container. That's going to be good, rich, organic material or plant waste to go into the bottom of either one of the raised beds or even a planter. I've made a decision not just to use that old plants and all plant waste in the bottom of the raised beds, but I think if that planter is tall enough and it needs to be some filler in the bottom of it, that I can use it there also. So that's what happened to the old red giants, and there's going to be new red giants. Okay, I couldn't help myself. Okay, so that's one of the little plants that I got from Clegg's. I'm just going to go through them, just setting it up. Excuse my mess, First of all, this area is always a mess. I've been trying to organize it for some time now. So, okay. I think you guys are used to seeing it, but actually it is extra disorganized right now because of the work that's being done in the house. We've had to bring stuff out of the house and under the patio, so it's majorly cluttered under here right now. Okay, so just bear with me, you guys. So, as far as peppers, right? So, last year, I grew, the varieties of peppers that I grew was the Jupiter, the California Wonder, and let me think, Grand Bell Mix. And then I grew also the traditional green, red, yellow, and orange. Just the regular sweet bell pepper. And I grew a sweet banana pepper. Very successful with the sweet banana peppers. That was my first time growing them. My first time growing peppers, period. And semi-successful. But with the banana peppers, they're prolific, okay? So I will be growing sweet banana peppers. Again, this is the same variety I grew last year. Now, you're wondering, okay, why didn't she start from seed? I do have seeds. I have seeds, plants that I started from seed in the greenhouse. But this is my thinking. Those seeds, the seedlings that I have in there, are very small. These are much larger, and they'll be ready to be planted much sooner than the ones that I have in the greenhouse. So I feel like these will probably be, uh-oh, one broke. Oh, it's okay. Wow. That was the tallest one. It's okay. I'm not gonna cry over it. I'm gonna show you this one. This is a different variety, but I'm gonna show you this. Okay, but my way of thinking is these will be ready to be planted sooner than the ones that I started from seed in the greenhouse. So I think these will mature faster and will be ready to be planted out. And then afterwards, the ones that I started from seed, I can, plant them in succession. It's like, okay, these first, and they'll grow and mature, and then later on, I'll plant the other bell peppers. Or I always say, you never know when one of your plants, excuse me, will die out, and you have a plant B. Instead of plan B, I always say this, and instead of plan B, plant B. I always have a second plant. Okay? So, sweet banana hybrid bell peppers. So I've grown these before very successfully. This one where the one just broke, I'm sad. Okay, I said I wasn't going to cry over it, but look. And it was the tallest one of the bunch. This is also a sweet bell pepper. It's called early summer. Okay? 70 to 75 days to harvest. This says an extra large, thick-walled pepper, and it's green to yellow. Okay? It's called early summer. Okay? So I got some of those because I didn't find any yellow sweet bell peppers. So I decided to try that one. And what I mean by that is, okay, you see this one. This is a red bell pepper, just a Bonnie plants, a red bell pepper. Normally what I do is I get red, green, yellow, orange. I haven't seen any yellow and orange bell pepper plants, but they have the red and the green ones out. So that's why it's like, let me just go ahead and get this one instead of the one I normally get. Okay, so here's the red bell pepper. I have also green bell peppers. They're over there in the greenhouse. Okay, plus the ones that I started from seed, which is the California Wonder. They're over there. And here's another kind of a yellow color or yellow tone. This one is called Golden California Wonder. Okay, I'm already growing California Wonder, but this is a Golden California Wonder. Okay, and this is 70 days to maturity. Blocky, well-shaped fruits. Okay, and the gold changing to an orange red. Okay, can you see it? Excuse me, I have a cough drop. This air was just doing something to me, and I didn't want to sit here and cough the entire time. So you have to excuse me if I smack every now and again. I'm sorry. Okay, so that's what this is. Okay. Now, here's something different. You ready? I'm almost scared of these. They're so dark. Oh my gosh. This is a sweet bell pepper called Purple Beauty. Bam! I was a Prince fan back in the day, and my favorite color is purple, so it had to happen. Okay, it had to happen. All right, a Purple Beauty. 70 days to maturity, a sweet, thick-walled fruit. They said that's ideal for salads. And when it starts green and it matures to purple. Okay? I can't wait to see this. Oh, fingers crossed. I'm hoping for a good spring. Okay? A good growing season. I was speaking with this gentleman when I was at Lowe's. This is going to be a great segue. Because that's that very same gentleman that I'm referring to now. And if he's watching, hello. I didn't get his name. He encouraged me to buy these. These are pineapple plants. But me and this gentleman was talking. We were just garden talk, sales, bargains, little tricks that we do. Like for instance, he was telling me about how you can get the whiskey barrel. You know, I like the whiskey barrel look in the garden. The whiskey barrel planters. And I was looking at the whiskey barrel planters, so that's what struck up the conversation. He told me, you can find them cheaper at blah, blah. I'm not going to say where. And I'm like, I know. So we just start swapping little tips on this, that, and the other. And also, I told him that, do you see that there's 2 plants in here? I purposely do that. I buy the one, and then I separate them. 2 separate plants. I always try to find a plant that has more than one in there. Okay? He was doing the same thing. But as our conversation went on, and he was leaving, he saw me, as I was pushing my basket, he saw me near the clearance aisle where the clearance plants were. So he said, oh. Yeah, I'm like, yeah. I said, I'm heading over to clearance. He said, no, there are pineapple plants over there. I said, really? I said, last season, that's where I got my banana plants from. I lost them during the snow. Oh, he said, oh. But my dwarf Cavendish banana plants, and I don't know if you guys didn't know that. I'm sorry to hit you with some bad news, but the banana plants are no longer. I'm sorry if you're learning about my banana plants like this. I apologize. But yes, that was my casualty during the snow. I lost my banana plants, okay? But I picked up a tip. I don't want to get off the subject, but I picked up a tip from another YouTuber, Ursula, Harvey Container Gardener. She took her old banana plant and she took it and the pieces, because I think she lost hers too, and she took those pieces of banana plant and she's going to soak them in water, okay? And for a few days, I forgot how long she said to do it, but that you use that water from soaking that banana plant, that's potassium. You can use that to water your plants. I said, thank you, Ursula, because I was just going to dump it or maybe use it as filler in the bottom of the raised beds, but I like that idea. That's potassium. So I have my old banana plants that didn't make it. It's over there in a bucket and it is soaking, and not only that, I'm using rainwater. Okay, I'm using rainwater to soak them in, and I'm going to use that to water my plants. I think that's a great idea. Nothing goes to waste. And so I talked to him about that. I'm like, so I buy clearance plants. I got my banana plants from there. He said, well, they got pineapple. So I had to go over there. The last 2 left, and I grabbed them. Never in a million years that I think I'd be growing a pineapple. But I didn't think I'd be growing a banana plant. Let me take the little tag off. Okay. See if they have any information on here. Not necessarily. There's no real information on here. You know how normally it tells you what variety? I don't know. But I'm excited. And it looks so healthy. I can't believe this was clearanced. Okay, it's by Plants Unique. There's no real information on it. Maybe I'm going to try to lift it up and look at the bottom of the plant or something. Okay? And as you can see, I have two of them. These are the last two that was there. Okay. Not really. The normal price, okay, is $19.98. I think I paid $9 for it. So that's cool. Look at that. She looks so healthy too. Well, this is scary, man. Never in a million years did I think I would be growing a pineapple plant. But here we are. Okay? So we have that. Okay, so that's as far as the seedlings that I picked up. So we have peppers, and I do have the mustards and my pineapple plants. And we'll talk more about that when it comes time for me to plant them. And I'm going to do my research and see what I need to do and what type of soil they like. That they grow well in. You know, just like with the strawberry plants. I did my research because I failed at growing strawberries a couple of seasons back. They just died out. I went back and looked at my old video, and I think I did a much better job this time planting them. I just threw it. I knew that it needed acidic soil. I knew that it liked sandy soil, but I made some mistakes. Like I know I overwatered it, and also I buried that crown. I did not realize then. I know now, but I did not realize that crown needed to be exposed and above the soil line. I know that now, and that's why you see my babies over there. If I turn you, just look. Let's just turn you so you can see my babies. Looking like a mom. See over there? There they are. I see a little insect damage. But right over there, that's the Joy Garden, you guys. Yay, Joy Garden. And we're going to go over there and we're going to look at all of that. Okay? So back to the table. So that's the end of the plants. I'm going to try to keep it moving because I don't want to do an extra long video. So that's part of my shopping haul. Now, another thing that I did while I was out there is I went to Ollie's. If some of you guys are familiar with Ollie's, their motto is good stuff cheap. My son hates it. Ollie's, good stuff cheap. And guess what? I found some good stuff cheap. Now this is not from Ollie's. This is from the Tractor Supply place. But I found this. This is Osmocote fertilizer. It's a smart release plant fertilizer. You saw me using it when I was over there in the garden. Or if you didn't, now you see I have several of these because normally Osmocote is sort of pricey. And normally one of these is $14.99. I'm just round off $15. But I was able to find it at Ollie's for $8. So, okay. So I have several of these. I'm going to be using it throughout the season. And it is for flowers and vegetables. The NPK 14, 14, 14. That's why. First of all, Osmocote is a good brand. I hear about it all the time. But like I said, it's kind of pricey, so that's why I never purchased it. But being that I was able to find it at a reasonable price, what I consider reasonable, especially for a 14, 14, 14 NPK. What I mean by that, of course, you already know, but nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. N for nitrogen, P for phosphorus, and the K is for potassium. Okay? I hope it's not too blurry. Like, get back, Nat. Really? How do you do it? Do you see that? Can you see? All right. But I got several of these. I think now I have at least my soft spot there, my sweet spot is 5. I always try to do 5. When I find it's a good item like this, because trust me, I'm gonna go through them. I remember the clearance sale at Walmart a couple of months back. I shared a video of that, and I was able to get earthworm castings for like $3 a bag or $2.50 a bag, something like that. And I loaded up, and I still have plenty of earthworm castings in there. So that's one thing. And then this is another thing. It's from Ollie's. Good stuff, cheap. Pennington. And I'm thinking it's the same Pennington brand. I think it is. I have a solution that I use called Plant Starter, and that's by Pennington. And so when I saw the name, I think it's the same brand. This all-purpose plant food called Ultra Green, and the NPK is 10, 10, 10. Okay. It says contains phosphorus for more flowers. Okay. Formulated with calcium. Feeds up to 4 months, but that's, But there you have it. So I got some of those too. So I think I already told you that my favorite number is 5. I always get 5 bags, 5 containers. So I got that too. 10, 10, 10. Okay. And another thing, this is also from Ollie's. Disease Control by Earth Ally. This is for organic gardening. Okay. And it controls and prevents mildew, black spot, blight, and other listed diseases. And it's for use for healthier vegetables, fruit trees, and flowers. And they say you can harvest the same day. And the ingredients, is all very safe. Okay. So it says here it's a fungicide, and this is used for all plants and trees, vegetables, fruit trees, flowers, ornamentals, trees and shrubs. And then it also treats and controls, right? Powdery mildew, downy mildew, blight, canker, black spot, leaf spot. When I tell you that downy mildew took out my cucumber plants, but before they did, now I'm not referring to the ones that I grew the very first season, and they were fantastic. That was, I grew straight 8, the very first go around. And then the next season, that spring, I decided to grow another variety called Dasher 2. Well, I tried straight 8 again, and the plants kept dying out. But then I was able to get Dasher 2. I was able to get 4 good plants to survive. And it happens sometimes. And I was able to grow those plants to maturity and begin to harvest some of the biggest cucumbers, some of the largest that I've grown. And that downy mildew took them out. And if you go back and look at the footage of those plants, it was absolutely sad. But I kept harvesting. I kept harvesting as long as I could until the plant completely died out. So if something like this can help me with that, okay? Hey, and I got, now with this, I didn't get 5 of them. I got 3. And they were $4, $3.99. $3.99 for that. So the reason why is because I do have another spray that I want to try using also. So I just had this, to give it a try. Say, for instance, if I use this on one plant as an experiment, and then on another plant, that's how you learn. You experiment, you try things out. Like I may use this on one plant to try it out and see if it works, but then on another plant, I may use another brand to see how that works, to see which one I like best. And also because, I'll tell you one thing, with Ollie's, sometimes you may find things that you may not be able to, because it's like a closeout store. Okay, you may find something and you like it, but then you can't find it again. So that's another thing. You have to be careful with that. But with this you can find this. This is not going anywhere. That's a brand that is not going anywhere. Okay. There's one other thing I'm going to share with you too, but I have to go get that later. It's something actually that I found at the Dollar Tree. Okay, the $1.25 store we call it, or DT, Dollar Tree. I don't know if you guys know this, but my oldest son works there. He's been working there since he left high school. As soon as he graduated from high school, I let him take a break. Oh, I mean, that was years ago, but I let him take a break, and then after that, I sent him to work. And I wanted a place where he could, earn money and learn cashiering and learn how to work with the public. And he's been there for at least 3 years now, and he's doing well. But yeah, my son works at Dollar Tree. Okay, and but I'll show you something that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. Not all Dollar Trees carry the same merchandise. There may be one in one neighborhood where you find all kinds of great stuff, and then in another store or whatever, they may not have as much stuff, right? It happens. But now this came from the Tractor Supply place. Okay, this is Schultz, and it's plant food, right? Liquid plant food, and it's a 10, 15, 10. Okay, can you see the normal price of $5.99, and I got it for $2.99? Oh, but you know what? I just bought 2 of them. Okay, because I have so many, but I just wanted to give it a try. Like I said, sometimes I do it just to try it out, So I got 2 of these. So that's what I got from Tractor Supply place. That's not the reason why I went all the way out there. I went there for something else. I went there for a whiskey barrel planter that was supposed to be on clearance. They supposedly had 2 of them left. Drove all the way down there, and those planters said, "Look for me." They didn't have them, but that's okay. I should have called first. Okay? So that's on me. But that's all right. Okay, so as far as that ends that. But I will show you something that thing that I got from the Dollar Tree real quick. Okay, you guys, look. I'm over here by the greenhouse because we're going to take a look at the seedlings now. But before we get started, I just wanted to show you one last thing that I purchased, and this is something I've wanted to try. Okay, you can't see my face. Normally after I harvest my vegetables and I use either a saltwater solution or baking soda solution, and that's how I wash my vegetables. I've always wanted to try fruit and vegetable wash, and I saw this for something you just want to try. You don't want to spend a lot of money on it. And the reason why I just kept using things like salt and baking soda and vinegar, that's it. And vinegar. I use vinegar too in my water when I'm washing my vegetables off. And the reason why I kept using those things, first of all, they're good and they work. Okay, very natural and healthy. Like I said, vinegar, salt, and baking soda, things like that. But I've always wanted to try a vegetable wash. And if I'm going to try something out, it's good to be able to find it cheap. Okay, good stuff, cheap at the Dollar Tree. So yeah, they have this at the Dollar Tree. Okay, and I just wanted to give it a try. So instead of spending a lot, I'm glad I was able to find it cheap at the dollar store just to give it a try. And most likely, you know what, I'm going to continue to wash my vegetables and stuff the normal way, with salt, with vinegar, with baking soda. Okay, but if you want to just try something out, hey, for $1.25, can't beat that. All right, so I'm going to move on to the seedlings. So I'm going to bring you in closer so you can see. All right, you guys, let's start here on this row, right here. Remember I told you I did drop seeds for bell peppers indoors. And when they got old enough, I brought them outside and started keeping them in the outside greenhouse. This is the California Wonder bell pepper. Okay, I have several of these. California Wonder. I have Cali Wonder on here. So we have several of these in here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think I may have a few in the larger greenhouse over there. But so I do have the California Wonder bell pepper. And let's see, we'll stay in this area. This is a crimson sweet. This is a watermelon. Crimson sweet gets up to maybe 15 pounds. It's round like a basketball. Okay. And I only was able to get one seedling to germinate and actually sprout. No kidding. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes all of them germinate and sprout, and sometimes only one. So I tell you what, if this one grows to maturity, that's all I need is this one. To be totally honest, all I need is this one. So she's still growing, but this is a crimson sweet. Okay. Now what else we have here? Haley's Best Jumbo Cantaloupe. Okay. I love feeling the little velvety leaves. But there she is. Need to stop touching it with my little dirty hands, huh? My little germy hands. I didn't even think about that. You got to be careful, you guys. I forgot. I could be spreading my little germs on this baby. But yeah, that's my Haley. Hales. Hales. I think it's Hales. Okay. So I have that. I'm saying that, but there's several. Okay, there's several like that. Here's more. They're much smaller. But there's another one. Matter of fact, there's 2 in this cup. Okay, but that's one of the largest ones. And I have 2 more back there. And I think, like I said, there's more over in that greenhouse. Okay, now to my cucumbers. Okay, I'm going to start with this shelf and then go up to the top shelf. National pickling. This will be my first time growing national pickling. Cucumbers. Like I said before, I grew straight 8. Successful harvest. Dasher 2. Successful harvest. I tried, my first go around, I tried to get the national pickling cucumbers to germinate and to sprout, and it didn't work out. So I just stuck with the straight 8 because they did well. But I wanted to try the national pickling again. And as you can see, we have success. The true leaves, and these are the seed leaves. The true leaves are like your adult leaves. And these are the little these are the leaves that sprout from the seed. So that's why they call these the true leaves, because these are the seed leaves. Okay. I may drop a little more information about that within the video. But your true leaves, seed leaves. So if you wonder when you hear someone say true leaves, they shape different. These will grow, and this is what those leaves is where your plant soaks in the sun and soaks in the energy to grow, right? And these are the leaves that sprout when you first plant the seed and it begins to germinate and sprout. These are the seed leaves. These are your true leaves. Okay? And like I said, I'll put more information about that so you can have a complete understanding of that. This is also national pickling. I have several national pickling seedlings. Okay. And sometimes I go, I can't believe I grew this from seed. I'm inside, you guys, during the cold. And I was just dropping seeds like crazy. Some of them didn't turn out because I dropped seeds for Brussels sprouts, and they were doing perfect at first. But then all of a sudden, blip, they died out. So I had to actually go buy the transplants from the store And look, I'm okay with that. If you can't, I feel like if you try with the seeds, in order to keep momentum going, to keep like, okay, I don't want to keep trying with the Brussels sprouts and then I don't have plants ready, when the time comes. So I will try again with growing Brussels sprouts from seed. But for now, I actually just want the plant to grow because I want some Brussels sprouts. It's all about growing your own food. So this is just me, and let's say I wasn't going to do a long video, but I just want to explain this. Whether you grow from seed or from a transplant, the main thing is that you're able to learn how to grow that plant to maturity, how to maintain it and care for it. And the end result is that you're able to grow a healthy fruit or vegetable, and you're able to eat. So don't let nobody make you feel bad if you don't start from seed. Somebody else started from seed with those transplants you bought. And what you can do is you can take the seed after you grow whatever that plant from either the seedling you created or a transplant that you bought from the store or in the nursery. The key thing is, can you maintain it and grow it? And can you have a healthy harvest? That's more important to me than anything, because it takes a lot of money and effort to grow these plants. And the key thing is I want to be able to take it from the garden to the table. Okay? That's my main thing. I'm learning now, and I'm making mistakes, and I'm fighting the insects and the weather and all of that because I am trying to successfully grow food. To grow food, all right? National pickling, you guys. From seed, okay? From seed. Straight eight. I've grown these before. From seed. My very first time out the gate. Okay? So, straight eight cucumbers. I have several of these too. Now let's move on. I know I'm going so slow. Up here on this top shelf, let's start with these. This is the corn that I'll be growing this season. Early Sunglow. So far right now, I have Early Sunglow and Early Golden Bantam. So here's my Early Sunglow. Now, in case you're wondering, is that a corn plant seedling? Yes, it is. I germinate the seeds in a damp paper towel. When they begin to germinate, then I will go ahead and drop them in some soil and let them sprout. These babies are ready. That's why I was out looking for a whiskey barrel planter, a large whiskey barrel planter. I've done it before. I've grown them in a whiskey barrel planter before, so I'm going to try doing that again. And so I went out to get my planter because these bad boys are ready to go into the soil. This is Early Sunglow sweet corn. I have several of these. There's 2 in this container. But you see that? And when you plant them in the soil, you plant them kind of deep. And also another thing I learned is when you plant the planter, you want to plant them kind of low. You need enough soil so it can take root, right? But and have enough soil for the plant to grow in, for the roots to grow. But also you want a large enough container to kind of block the wind, because the wind wreaks havoc on corn plants. It knocks them around to the point where you actually have to stake them. And I mean, so I'm preparing because I know the wind is going to beat these plants up. I know it. Okay, so I got my Early Sunglow sweet corn. And like I said, the other one is Early Golden Bantam sweet corn, and it's over there. Another thing that I have here is the different variety of watermelon that I'm growing this year, and it's called Orange Tendersweet. Okay, I have several of these little seedlings here. Look how nice this one is. Look at that. This one's worrying me. Yeah, this one needs to go Yeah, this one needs to be planted, up potted real soon. So I'm gonna do that as soon as I don't want to lose this one because look how nice one that one is. True leaves. Okay, I gotta take care of that. And also, so I will be trying the orange tender sweet, and then making a comeback from last. I've grown this variety twice. Bush sugar baby. Bush sugar baby. I have several of these also. I struggled in the very beginning when I first started with these. If you go back and look at one of my older videos, I was complaining because I couldn't get the seeds to germinate. But once I learned how to germinate those seeds, it took off. And I have grown watermelons, I want to say twice, maybe 3 times. Okay? The sugar babies. Okay? So that's it for here. Very briefly, we're going to go over, because I said I wasn't going to make a long video, and yes, I did. Okay? So we may have to do the garden tour later. Or maybe I'll just throw some pictures in there. That sounds good. Zip up. The greenhouse. I will come back and get that plant, trust me. It needs to be up potted. All right, you guys. I'm over here at the larger greenhouse, the little walk-in one. And let's see what we have going on over here. Remember I told you I had early golden bantam sweet corn. So I have my seedlings for this. See how large they are? It's time for them to go into a container quick, ASAP. But for my husband, I'm growing the Hales cantaloupe for him, but he also requested honeydew. So I dropped seeds for honeydew melon. I have several like this. Just wanted you, I'm trying to hurry because I've held you long enough. I'll show you another. Let's see. Just to let you see, I have several little honeydews. Okay? I'll be totally honest. I'm still doing my research on these. This is my first time growing this. So I'm dropping seeds and creating seedlings, but then I have to go do my research and see exactly how to plant these, what soil it likes, you know. So that's the honeydew. So you've seen the early golden bantam and the honeydew. What else I got here? Now let's talk about these. These are my seedlings for large cherry tomatoes. Look, they're leggy as I don't know what. These started inside, then I brought them outside. So they've been hardened off. They're very leggy, but I've learned how to handle a leggy seedling like this. But as you can see, they're not spindly. See how it's thick? The stem is thick, and it has those little hairs on it, right? And I told you with my dirty hands touching it like that. Okay, so when I up pot these, I'm gonna weed them out. I'm gonna pick the healthiest ones, okay? And then when I plant them, when I repot them, I'm gonna go deep. I'm gonna cover it up to here with soil. So all these little hairs here, these little fine hairs, if you can see that, those are potential roots, okay? So that's how I learned how to take care when you have a leggy seedling like this. Leggy meaning it's stretched and grew tall like that, searching for light, trying to get to the light. So, but one good thing is it looks healthy and strong because the stem is actually kind of thick there. So I'm going to weed through them. I'm not going to keep all of them. And I will pick the largest ones, the healthiest ones, and then I'm going to, when I repot them, I'm going to go up with the soil, okay? All right, we're moving right along. The other stuff in here is, let's see. The only other thing that I have from seed in here that I grew myself, these are actually California Wonder peppers. I just threw some seeds in here to see what would happen. Okay, there's no need to be in a container this big, but sometimes I had some extra seeds and I just threw them in here. And we're gonna see what happens, right? These could be plant bees, right? Now, uh-oh. I have some tomato transplants that need to be watered ASAP. But I want to show you this. This is not from seed. This was a transplant that I got from the store. And to keep it healthy and strong, these are going to be some of the first ones that go into the garden. So I'm going to take it out of this smaller planter and put it into a larger planter. But this is a green bell pepper. I have 2 of them like this. Remember when I showed you that pepper plant that I got from the store that had 2 pepper stems growing out of one little container? That's what this was. There's another one down here on the ground here, of the ground of the greenhouse. I take them, separate them, and grow them as 2 individual plants. Okay? So these probably will be some of the first ones to go into the garden. All right? Now look, I'm gonna have to go ahead and shut things down because my tomato plants in there are suffering. They need to be watered, okay? So, like I said, I'll give you a quick look at what's going on in the garden through pictures, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off, you guys. I did a long video and I wasn't supposed to. I will say this, there were 2 casualties. Now, I wouldn't even call it a casualty. Over in the raised beds, one of my butter crunch, well, either that or the Paris Island, one of the little plants did die out from, I think it was overwatered. It's me. from root rot. And then over there with my romaine, the green romaine lettuce, one of the plants looked very droopy, never recovered. And then when I looked real close at the stem, you can see where bugs had attacked that plant. So I lost 1 romaine lettuce plant and 1 either butter crunch or Paris Island. If that's the only casualties I have, then guess what? We good. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and sign off, and I will add photos so you can see the rest of the garden and how everything is growing. Thank you guys for tuning in today, and happy Valentine's Day, you guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I gotta water these plants, okay? Before we have another casualty, right? Okay, bye now.